All of Iran's leaders are dead. And as oil prices rise, the president ramping up pressure for countries to join U.S. efforts in securing the Strait of Hormuz. Joining us now live is NTD's White House correspondent, Iris Tao. Iris, good afternoon. Good to see you. Can you tell us what is the latest with the situation?
Sure. So President Trump at a White House event just moments ago announcing some fresh numbers, including, for example, 9,000 Iranian targets struck, 90% reduction in Iran's ballistic missile launches, and 95% reduction in Iran's drone attacks, as well as over 100 of Iran's naval vessels now destroyed or sunk. And President Trump today also saying that, quote, all of Iran's leadership, all of their leaders are dead, and saying that actually no one administration even knows who is currently in charge of Iran, as even a supposed new leader hasn't been seen by anyone to prove that he's still alive. Of course, in a show of military capabilities, President Trump also today touting the latest strike on the Karg Island over the weekend, which is an economic lifeline for Iran, as it really is responsible for about 90% of Iran's crude oil exports. And here's how the president talked about it today. Watch.
We attacked Karg Island and knocked it literally, destroyed everything on the island except for the area where the oil is. I call it the pipes. We left the pipes. We didn't want to do that, but we will do that. We can do that on 5 minutes notice. It'll be over. But for purposes of someday rebuilding that country, I guess we did the right thing.
Meanwhile, today, President Trump also doubling down on his request, if not demand, for countries including, for example, China, but also allies like the UK, as well as France and Germany and Japan and South Korea, to join the U.S. efforts in helping to secure the Strait of Hormuz, which is now effectively closed due to Iran threats. Today, President Trump says that while some are on their way to help the U.S., he is also expected to be disappointed in some others who aren't going to return the U.S.'s help over the years. Watch.
Iran has always used that as an economic weapon, and it's not going to be able to be used very long. Numerous countries have told me they're on the way. Some are very enthusiastic about it, and some aren't. Some are countries that we've helped for many, many years.
And on so far, some countries have publicly responded, including, for example, Germany, who says they won't come help, as they say it's not a matter for NATO. And the UK saying that they want to develop a viable plan to keep that strait secure. And China, meanwhile, is sidestepping the question of whether they will listen to Trump. We know that this morning, the White House saying that President Trump might delay his upcoming trip to China, which would happen in just 2 weeks, if not for the latest change. The White House saying that this is a logistical change, as the president needs to stay in Washington, D.C., of course, as the war develops.
So, Iris,